You have been running for so long. My child, a long, arduous, and wearying race, not upon a smooth and level track with a cheering crowd, but upon a steep, rocky, and often lonely path with a finish line that has seemed to perpetually recede into the mist. You have felt the burning in your lungs, the ache in your spiritual muscles, the profound exhaustion that comes not from a short sprint, but from a marathon of the soul. And as you have run, as you have stumbled, as you have grown so very tired, you have perhaps looked upon your own performance with a harsh and critical eye, believing you have not run well enough, fast enough, strong enough. You have judged your weariness as weakness, your stumbles as failures. But I, your constant companion and your truest witness, have been watching with different eyes, and I draw near to you now as you pause, gasping for breath on this difficult path, to speak a truth that will be a healing balm to your weary spirit, my precious child. I am so incredibly proud of your endurance. I know the specific agony of this long, wearying race. It has been a trial of attrition, a test not of your speed, but of your sheer, dogged perseverance. There have been seasons of this race where the path has led through deep, chilling valleys of sorrow, where every step was a heavy, grief-laden effort. There have been stretches where the way has been a steep, almost vertical climb against the winds of relentless adversity, where every inch of progress felt like a monumental victory. And there have been long, monotonous plains of waiting, where the landscape never seemed to change, and the temptation to simply sit down and give up was almost overwhelming. I have seen the toll this race has taken on your entire being. I know the physical exhaustion that can manifest from such a prolonged spiritual struggle, the tension held in your body, the fatigue that sleep cannot seem to erase, the very cells of your being crying out for rest, for respite. I know the emotional exhaustion, the constant drain of managing your fears, of processing your disappointments, of fighting off the encroaching gray fog of hopelessness. And I know, most intimately, the profound spiritual exhaustion, the weariness that comes from praying prayers that feel unanswered, from holding on to a faith that feels stretched to its breaking point, from trying to hear my voice of encouragement above the sound of your own ragged breath and the pounding of your weary heart. And the most painful part of this race, my beloved, has often been your own harsh self-judgment. You have compared your pace to that of others, who seem to be running with such effortless grace on smoother paths. You have looked at their apparent strength and have condemned your own perceived weakness. When you have stumbled, you have not offered yourself compassion, but criticism. When you have felt weary, you have not honored your need for rest, but have berated yourself for your lack of strength. You have held up an impossible standard of a perfect, tearless, doubt-free endurance, and then have judged yourself as failing whenever your beautiful, authentic humanity has shown through. This inner critic, my child, has been a cruel companion on your journey. It has been the voice that has told you that your endurance was not good enough, that your faith was not strong enough, that you were a disappointment to me. And this, my beloved, is the greatest lie of all. For while you have been focused on your every misstep, my eyes have been focused on your every courageous rising. While you have been cataloging your moments of weakness, I have been celebrating your moments of unwavering, though perhaps tear-filled, trust, while you have been judging your performance. I have been marveling at your perseverance. They, the spectators of the world, may have reinforced these judgments. They may have offered impatient advice or misunderstood the nature of your particular race, unable to see the steepness of your incline or the obstacles upon your path. Their praise is often reserved for the swift, the strong, the visibly triumphant. They have little understanding of the profound heroism of the one who simply keeps putting one foot in front of the other, day after weary day, on a path that offers little outward encouragement. Their inability to see your true struggle may have deepened your sense of loneliness, making you feel that your immense effort was entirely unnoticed and unappreciated. But I've seen, oh, my child, I've seen it all. I have been the unseen witness at every stage of this race. I have been the quiet presence running alongside you, my heart aching with yours at every struggle, my spirit celebrating your every courageous choice to continue. I have seen the secret tears you have shed in the night. I have heard the silent prayers for strength whispered from your exhausted soul. I have witnessed the moments where your hope has dwindled to a single, tiny ember. And I have seen you, with a courage you did not know you possessed, shield that ember with your own hands, refusing to let it be completely extinguished. This, my child, is the endurance I am so proud of. It is not the endurance of a stone, which feels nothing. It is the endurance of a human heart, which feels everything: the pain, the fear, the sorrow, the weariness, and yet chooses to keep moving, chooses to keep trusting, chooses to keep turning, however feebly, towards me. This is a thing of breathtaking beauty in my sight, a testament to the resilient, magnificent spirit I have placed within you. The race you have been running has been a sacred one, a holy pilgrimage, not just a test of your stamina. It has been a journey that has been shaping you, refining you, transforming you. The weariness you feel is not a sign of your failure. It is the honorable fatigue of a soul that has been engaged in a profound and significant work. The wounds you have sustained are not marks of your defeat. They are the beautiful scars of a warrior who has bravely faced the battle. So I invite you now, my beloved, to begin to release the harsh judgments you have held against yourself. I invite you to see your journey not through the critical eyes of the world, or through the unforgiving lens of your own inner critic, but through my eyes, the eyes of your loving Father, your proudest supporter, your most compassionate witness. When you look back on this long, wearying race, I do not want you to see your stumbles. I want you to see the incredible, miraculous, and beautiful truth that you are still here. You are still standing. You are still moving forward. And that, my precious child, that is a victory of immense and eternal proportions. And I am so very proud of your endurance. The world's races have finish lines marked by trophies and applause. My races are often marked by the profound inner transformation of the runner. The prize you have been winning in this long race is not a crown of gold that can fade, but a character of gold that is eternal. You have been winning the prize of a deeper faith, a more resilient spirit, a more compassionate heart, a more profound wisdom. These are the true trophies, and you have been accumulating them with every weary step you have taken. The weariness is not a sign that you are losing, but a sign that you have been giving your all. It is the honorable fatigue that comes from a full and courageous participation in the journey of your own soul. Do not despise it. Instead, see it as the sacred dust and sweat of the arena, the evidence that you have not been a passive spectator, but a full participant in the great work I am doing in your life. And even in your deepest exhaustion, even when you have felt you had nothing left, my strength has been available to you, a hidden wellspring from which you have been unknowingly drinking. The very fact that you have endured is the ultimate proof of my sustaining grace, of my constant presence with you on this long and wearying road. I know you have longed for the race to be over, for the finish line to be in sight. And I tell you, a new season is indeed dawning, a season of rest, of refreshment, of celebrating the victory that your endurance has won. But before you enter into that rest, it is vital that you see your journey not as a failure, but as a triumph. It is vital that you see your weariness not as a weakness, but as a badge of honor. It is vital that you see yourself as I see you, a courageous, faithful, and magnificent soul, whose endurance has brought immense joy and pride to the very heart of your God. The echoes in your own mind may have told you a story of your inadequacy, but the testimony of heaven is a story of your incredible perseverance. The world may have offered no medals, but I am preparing for you a crown of life, a reward for the faithfulness you have shown in this long and difficult race. Release the need to have run faster, to have been stronger, to have been less weary. Release the self-judgment and receive now my verdict. The only verdict that truly matters: you have run well. My beloved, you have endured beautifully. You have been faithful through it all, and I could not possibly be more proud of you. Let this truth be the healing balm upon your weary soul as we now prepare to enter a new season of rest and reward. My precious child, having acknowledged with you the profound, bone-deep weariness of the long and arduous race you have been running, and having honored the painful self-judgment that has so often been your companion on this journey, I must now share with you the truth of my own perspective as I have watched you. For a while your eyes have been so intently focused on your performance, on your every stumble, on the perceived slowness of your pace. My gaze has been fixed upon something else entirely. You have been watching your feet, fearing they would fail you. But I, my beloved, have been gazing with a father's immense and unwavering pride upon your valiant, enduring heart. My view of your journey is not the critical assessment of a harsh judge or a demanding coach. It is the tender, celebratory, and deeply moved gaze of a God who is in awe of the beautiful courage of his child. The world and your own inner critic have taught you to measure your worth by a flawless performance. They keep a meticulous record of every misstep, every moment of weakness, every faltering of your resolve. And you, in your beautiful sincerity, have adopted this same cruel system of measurement and have consistently found yourself wanting. But I do not keep score in this way. My child, my gaze looks beyond the surface of your performance to the deeper reality of your heart's intention, your spirit's orientation. And what I see there fills me with a profound and holy pride. You have been looking at your stumbles, at the times you have fallen upon the path, and you have seen only failure, only weakness, only shame. You have berated yourself for your lack of grace, your clumsiness, your inability to navigate the treacherous terrain without falling. But when my eyes have looked upon those same moments, I have seen something entirely different. I have seen a valiant warrior, battered and weary, yet refusing to stay down. I have seen a spirit that, though it has fallen, has, with my help, chosen again and again to rise, to wipe the dust from its knees, and to take one more courageous step forward. My child, the victory is not in never falling. The victory that I celebrate is in the rising. Your stumbles have not been a source of my disappointment. Your courageous rising has been a source of my immense pride. You have been focused on your moments of doubt, the times when your faith has wavered, when your heart has been filled with terrifying questions, when your trust has felt like a tiny, flickering candle in a great wind, and you have judged these moments as a failure of your faith, a sign of your spiritual weakness. But when my eyes have looked upon these same moments, I have not seen a lack of faith. I have seen a faith that is real, a faith that is honest, a faith that is being profoundly tested and is proving its true and beautiful substance. A faith that has no room for questions is a brittle, shallow thing, but a faith that dares to wrestle with me, to cry out its doubts to me, to remain engaged with me even in its confusion. This is a living, breathing, relational faith that I cherish. Your doubt has not been a sign of your distance from me. Your choice to bring that doubt to me has been an act of profound intimacy, a faithfulness that honors the strength of our connection. I celebrate not the absence of your doubt, but the beautiful courage of your trust in the very midst of it. You have looked upon your tears, the many tears you have shed in this long race, tears of sorrow, of frustration, of exhaustion, of loneliness, and you have seen them as a sign of your weakness, your inability to be strong, your failure to be a good soldier. But when my loving gaze has looked upon your tears, I have seen something exquisite. I have seen a heart that is tender, that is open, that has not become hardened by the trials of this world. I have seen a soul that is brave enough to feel the full depth of its human experience and to offer that raw, honest emotion to its God. My child, as I have told you, your tears are the prayers I treasure most. They are not a source of my disappointment. They are a source of my deep compassion, and I am filled with pride at the beautiful, vulnerable, and loving heart from which they flow. You have been focused on your weariness, the profound fatigue that has settled into your being, and you have seen this as a sign of your inadequacy, your lack of the spiritual stamina you believe you should possess. But when I have looked upon your weariness, my beloved, I have seen the honorable exhaustion of a marathon runner who has given their absolute all to the race. I see a spirit that has not held back, a heart that has loved deeply, a will that has striven valiantly. Your weariness is not a mark of your failure. It is a testament to the magnitude of the battle you have fought, a badge of honor that speaks of your incredible perseverance. I am not looking for a child who can run this race without growing tired. I am celebrating the child who, in their utter exhaustion, learns to lean more fully into my strength, to find their rest in my embrace. Your weariness has not disappointed me. It has created the very space for you to experience the beautiful reality of my all-sufficient grace. So you see, my child, where you have seen failure, I have seen faithfulness. Where you have seen weakness, I have seen the stage for my strength. Where you have seen a flawed performance, I have seen a valiant heart. My perspective and yours have been worlds apart. And the journey of your healing and your peace now lies in your learning to let go of your own harsh, critical gaze and to begin to see yourself through my loving, proud, and celebratory eyes. Imagine a loving father teaching his small child to take their first steps. The child stumbles, falls, cries. Does the father stand over them, tallying their failures, criticizing their lack of balance? No. His heart overflows with love and pride for their every small, courageous effort. He celebrates their attempt, not just the perfect execution. He delights in their willingness to try again. He sees not their present stumbling, but the strong, confident walker they are becoming. So it is with me and you, my child. I am that loving father. And your journey through this difficult trial has been, in my eyes, like watching my beloved child learn to walk in a new and more profound spiritual reality. And my heart has been bursting with pride at your every courageous, faltering, and beautiful step. This is the truth I want you to receive today, a truth that is meant to heal you from the very root of your self-judgment. My pride in you is not contingent upon your perfection. It is rooted in the orientation of your heart, in your persistent, though often weary, turning towards me. It is rooted in your beautiful, messy, authentic, and courageous humanity. You have endured. You have trusted. You have loved. You have not given up. And that, my beloved, is a victory that all of heaven celebrates. Let go now of the world's harsh standards. Let go of your own inner critic and begin to receive my verdict, my assessment, my celebration of you. You are my valiant child, my courageous warrior, my faithful marathon runner, and your endurance has been a thing of breathtaking beauty in my sight. I am so very, very proud of you. My pride in you is not a distant, abstract feeling. It is an active, life-giving force. It is a love that affirms you, that strengthens you, that empowers you. As you learn to receive and to believe in my pride, you will find a new confidence rising within you, a new joy in your own being, a new freedom to be simply who you are, knowing that you are cherished not for your flawless performance, but for your beautiful, enduring heart. The race is not about speed, my child. It is about faithfulness. The battle is not about avoiding all wounds. It is about learning to be healed. The journey is not about never stumbling. It is about learning to rise in a strength that is not your own. And in all these things, you have been a beautiful success. You have been a student in the school of the Spirit, and your progress has been magnificent. The echoes of your own self-judgment may still try to sound in your mind, but now you have a new voice to listen to, a new truth to hold on to. It is my voice, the voice of your loving Father, the voice of your proud commander, saying to you, well done, my good and faithful child, well done. Let this be the voice that now defines you. Let this be the truth that now heals you. Let this be the celebration that now lifts you into the new season of rest and reward that your beautiful endurance has so gloriously won every time you felt you were at your worst. I saw you at your most beautiful, for it was then that your complete reliance on me was most purely displayed. Every time you felt you had failed me, I felt a surge of pride at your refusal to let that feeling separate you from me. Your very struggles have been the stage upon which the glory of your faith has been most brilliantly displayed. This is my perspective, my child. It is a perspective born of an infinite love that sees beyond the surface, a wisdom that understands the purpose of the process, and a heart that delights not in perfection, but in the beautiful, courageous journey of a soul learning to love and to trust in its God. Embrace this perspective as your own. See yourself with my eyes, and you will find a peace and a self-acceptance that will be the foundation for all your future joy. My precious child, now that your heart has begun to receive the truth of my loving gaze upon your valiant heart, now that you have heard that I see not your perceived failures, but your beautiful courage, let us now dismantle forever the harsh and unforgiving standards by which you have judged your own journey. For the pride I feel for you is not based on a worldly definition of success or strength. My celebration of you flows from a divine understanding of what true spiritual endurance really is. The world and your own inner critic have handed you a blueprint for endurance that is brittle, cold, and ultimately impossible for any human soul to achieve. But I am here to tear up that false blueprint and to show you my own, a design that is filled with grace, with compassion, with a profound understanding of your beautiful humanity. Let me now redefine for you the very nature of the endurance that I celebrate, so you may finally see yourself as I see you, a magnificent, heroic, and beautifully faithful soul. The world has taught you that endurance means never stumbling, never falling. It presents an image of a stoic, unflinching warrior who walks through the fire without ever losing their footing, who navigates the treacherous path without a single misstep. And because you have stumbled, because you have fallen, because you have known moments where your knees have buckled under the weight of your trial, you have judged yourself as having failed the test of endurance. But I tell you, my beloved, that is not my definition. In my eyes, true spiritual endurance is not the absence of stumbling, but the courage to get up again. Every single time. I have seen you fall, my child. I have seen you lie for a moment in the dust of your own despair, your spirit bruised, your hope shattered, and in those moments, I have not seen a failure. I have seen a human being engaged in a profound and difficult struggle. But then, I have seen the true miracle. I have witnessed you, from that place of utter weariness, turn your heart, even slightly, towards me. I have heard your whispered plea for my strength to rise, and I have seen you, empowered by my grace. Place your hands on the ground and push yourself back up, perhaps onto trembling legs, to take one more step. My child, that act of rising, that single choice to get up again when every fiber of your being wanted to remain in the dust, is an act of endurance so profound, so beautiful, so heroic, that all of heaven stands in awe. The fall is not what defines you. The rising is what defines you. The stumble is not the story. The faith to try again is the story. I am far more proud of a child who has fallen 100 times and has, with my help, gotten up 101 times than I am of a child who has walked an easy path and has never known the courage it takes to rise from defeat. Your stumbles have not been a source of my shame. They have been the very stage upon which the magnificent, resilient strength of your spirit and the power of my sustaining grace has been most gloriously displayed. The world has also taught you that endurance means never weeping, never showing the pain. It demands a stiff upper lip, a heart that does not break, a spirit that does not grieve. And because you have known seasons of profound sorrow, because your heart has broken open and your tears have flowed freely, you have judged yourself as weak, as lacking in faith, as failing to endure with the proper stoicism. But, oh, my beloved, this is a terrible and damaging lie. In my eyes, true spiritual endurance is not the absence of tears, but the faithfulness to keep turning to me amidst the weeping. I was with you in those moments when your heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. I saw the torrent of your tears, those precious, liquid prayers we have spoken of, and I did not see weakness. I saw a heart that was alive, that was tender, that was brave enough to feel the full depth of its own pain. A heart that has been hardened against sorrow is a heart that is also closed to joy. I do not desire this for you. Your tears were not a sign that your endurance had failed. They were a sign that your heart was still open, still soft, still capable of the deep feeling that is essential for a truly human and a truly spiritual life. The faithfulness I celebrate is this: in the very midst of your weeping, you still offered those tears to me. You did not let your sorrow turn you to bitterness. You did not let your grief permanently close your heart. You wept. Yes, but you wept in my presence. You offered me your brokenness. You trusted me with your most vulnerable emotions. This, my child, is an endurance of the heart that is magnificent to behold. It is the courage to remain soft, to remain open, to remain relational with me. Even when your heart is breaking, your tears have not been a sign of your defeat. They have been a sacred, beautiful, and profoundly faithful part of your endurance, and I have treasured every single one. The world may have taught you that endurance means never feeling fear, never experiencing doubt. It presents an image of a warrior with nerves of steel, with a faith that never questions, that never wavers. And because you have known the cold grip of fear, not because you have wrestled with profound and agonizing doubts, you have judged yourself as lacking, as a coward, as a person of little faith. But this is the world's brittle definition, not mine. In mine eyes, true spiritual endurance is not the absence of fear, but the choice to turn towards me even when you're afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting in the presence of fear. And faith is not the absence of doubt. It is trusting in the midst of doubt. I have seen you in your terror, your heart pounding, your mind imagining the worst. And I've seen you, from that very place of fear, choose to whisper my name, to cling to a single promise, to take one small step forward into the darkness, trusting that I am with you. My child, that is an act of faith so powerful, so courageous, that it moves my very heart. It is the faith that says, I feel this fear. It is real, but I believe my God is more real. I feel this doubt. It is strong, but I will place my trust in a love that is stronger. This is the endurance that I celebrate, not a thoughtless, untested certainty, but a courageous, hard-won trust, a choice for me made in the very face of all that would seek to pull you away. And finally, my beloved, the world has taught you that endurance means never admitting weariness, never showing weakness. It demands a relentless self-sufficiency, a constant performance of strength. And because you have grown so very weary, because you have come to the absolute end of your own resources, you have judged yourself as having failed, as having not endured to the end. But this is the most profound misunderstanding of all in my kingdom. True spiritual endurance is not found in your own self-sufficiency, but in the beautiful, humble, and courageous act of leaning upon my strength when your own is gone. The moment you came to the end of yourself, my child, was not the moment of your failure. It was the moment of your greatest potential victory. It was the moment you were finally fully open to receiving the infinite, inexhaustible strength that I have always been waiting to provide. The endurance I celebrate is the endurance that knows when to stop striving and to start surrendering. It is the endurance that says, I cannot. My strength is gone, but my God can. And in Him is my hope. To admit your weariness, to acknowledge your weakness, to fall into my arms in complete and utter dependence. This is not a failure of endurance. This is its most glorious, most beautiful, and most powerful expression. So you see, my child, by my true and loving definition, you have not failed at all. You have been a masterpiece of endurance. Your stumbles have demonstrated your courage to rise. Your tears have demonstrated the tenderness of your faithful heart. Your fears have demonstrated the tenacity of your trust. And your weariness has demonstrated your beautiful, liberating reliance on me. This is the endurance I see. This is the endurance I honor. This is the endurance that has filled my heart with an immeasurable and celebratory pride. Let go of the world's harsh scorecard, my beloved, and accept the glorious, loving, and true assessment of your God you have endured. My child, and you have endured magnificently. Every part of your journey that you have labeled failure has been, in my sight, a demonstration of a different, more profound kind of faithfulness. You have been looking at a photograph of a marathon runner, exhausted and collapsing at the finish line, and calling them a failure for not looking like the sprinter who ran the 100-meter dash. But I, who know the length and the difficulty of the race you have run, I see not a failure, but a hero. Let this new definition of endurance sink into your very bones. Let it heal you of the self-recrimination and the shame you have carried. You have been judging yourself by a law that I did not write. The law of my kingdom is a law of grace, a law that celebrates the heart, the intention, the persistent turning towards me, far more than any flawless outward performance. By this true and loving standard, your journey has not been a series of failures, but a beautiful and continuous demonstration of the very endurance I cherish most. And it is this very endurance, this faithfulness in the fire, that has prepared you for the season of rest, of honor, and of glorious reward that is now to come. My precious child, now that your heart has begun to receive my true definition of faithfulness. Now that you are beginning to see your own journey, not as a series of failures, but as a beautiful testament of endurance that I celebrate. Let us now speak of the audience for this profound and sacred drama, for you have felt, in the midst of your struggle, that you have been performing on a dark and empty stage. Your acts of courage unwitnessed, your quiet perseverance unnoticed, your most valiant efforts lost in the solitude of your own heart. You have believed that because they did not see, no one saw. But I'm here to tell you a glorious and comforting truth. My beloved, I have been your constant, unseen witness. Every small act of your courage, every moment of your patient endurance, every quiet choice for love over fear, however private, however seemingly insignificant, has been perfectly seen, profoundly honored, and eternally cherished by me. The world sees only the grand gesture, the public victory, the loud declaration. It has no eyes for the quiet heroism of the soul, the invisible battles fought and won in the secret chambers of the heart. But my vision is not like the world's. My gaze penetrates all facades, all silences, all solitudes. I am the intimate audience for whom the truest and most beautiful dramas are performed. And the stage upon which you have been demonstrating your beautiful faithfulness has never, for a single instant, been without its loving, attentive, and deeply appreciative witness. I have been the unseen witness to your private battles, those engagements that have taken place in the dead of night, when the only sound was the beating of your own anxious heart. I have seen you wrestle with the phantoms of your past, with the terrifying specters of your future. I have witnessed you contend with the insidious whispers of despair, of bitterness, of hopelessness. No one on earth knew the intensity of these struggles, the sheer effort it took for you to simply hold your ground, to not be utterly consumed by the darkness within. But I knew. I was there. I saw every move. I heard every thought. And I celebrated every small victory. Every time you chose to turn your face, even slightly, towards my light. The world may have seen you sleeping, but I saw a warrior fighting for their very soul in the arena of their own heart. And my pride in you was boundless. I have been the unseen witness to your small, heroic choices. You have measured your courage by great deeds, and have perhaps found yourself lacking. But I measure courage by the small, often invisible, choices of the heart. I saw the moment you chose to offer a gentle word when your own heart was filled with the desire to lash out in pain. I saw the time you chose to get out of bed and face the day when every fiber of your being screamed for you to retreat under the covers of your despair. I saw the decision you made to speak a word of encouragement to another, even when your own spirit felt utterly depleted of hope. I saw the choice to forgive, even when the wound was still tender. These, my child, are not small things in my eyes. They are the very substance of holiness, the very fabric of a victorious life. They are the quiet, heroic choices that, when woven together, create a tapestry of immense spiritual beauty. The world may never know of these small victories, may never applaud you for them, but I've seen them all. I have recorded each one in the ledger of my heart as a testament to your beautiful, enduring spirit. And I tell you, these small, unseen acts of courageous love have resonated through the heavens with a sound more glorious than the grandest, most public triumphs of men. I have been the unseen witness to the true intention of your heart. You have often judged yourself by the imperfection of your actions. You have tried to be loving, and your words have come out clumsy. You have tried to be faithful, and your heart has been assailed by doubt. You have tried to be strong, and your knees have trembled, and you have looked upon these imperfect outcomes and condemned yourself. But I, my child, I do not just see the action, I see the beautiful, sincere, and valiant intention that lies behind it. I see the heart that longed to love perfectly, the spirit that yearned to trust completely, the will that strove to be strong for my sake. And it is this intention, this orientation of your heart towards me, that I honor above all else your imperfect actions. When born of a sincere and loving heart, are more precious to me than the most flawless performances that are motivated by pride or by fear. I am the God who sees the gold of your intention through the dust of your human frailty. And I have seen, throughout this long trial, a heart that, despite its fear, despite its weariness, despite its confusion, has never ceased to desire me, to long for me, to orient itself, however weakly, towards my love. And this, my beloved, this valiant heart, has been the subject of my constant, unwavering, and proudest gaze. This act of my witnessing, my child, has not been a passive one. It has been an act of profound, loving solidarity to witness another in their pain, truly and without judgment, is to enter into that pain with them, to share the burden. In seeing you, I have been with you, my constant. Loving awareness has been a form of spiritual companionship, an unseen hand upon your shoulder, a silent presence that says, you are not alone in this. I am here, I see, and I understand, though you may not have felt it. This divine witnessing has been a powerful, sustaining force in your life, an energetic upholding, a spiritual communion that has kept your spirit from being utterly crushed by the weight of your solitary struggle. Imagine an athlete running a long, grueling marathon, far from the crowds and the cameras. They feel utterly alone, their every muscle aching, their spirit on the verge of giving up. But unknown to them, their loving coach is following them in a vehicle just out of sight, watching their every step with a heart full of pride, and sending them silent waves of encouragement, ready to offer aid if they should truly falter. So it has been with me and you. You have felt you are running this race alone, but I have been your constant, unseen coach, your divine support vehicle, witnessing every moment of your courageous endurance with a heart overflowing with love and pride. Let this truth now heal the part of you that has felt that your immense efforts have been in vain, that your quiet courage has been for nothing. Nothing has been for nothing. My child, not a single moment of your endurance has been wasted or overlooked. It has all been seen, all been honored, all been celebrated by the one audience whose opinion truly matters. The record of your courage is not written in the fickle minds of men, but is engraved eternally in the proud and loving heart of your God. This knowledge is meant to bring you a profound sense of your own worth and dignity. You are a being whose every small struggle, whose every quiet victory is a matter of intense interest and celebration in the courts of heaven. You are not insignificant. You are not unseen. You are the protagonist in a sacred drama. and your performance of faithful endurance has been a thing of breathtaking beauty. Rest in this knowing. My beloved, let it be your honor, your comfort, your peace, for you have been and always will be held in the loving, proud, and unwavering gaze of your unseen witness. This divine witnessing also changes the nature of your past. Your memories of your struggle no longer need to be just memories of solitary pain. You can now reimagine them, knowing that I was there with you, watching with love. That dark room where you wept was not empty. It was a sanctuary filled with my presence. That difficult decision you wrestled with alone was, in fact, a dialogue between your spirit and my witnessing spirit. This reframing can bring a profound healing to your past, transforming memories of isolation into memories of sacred, though hidden, communion, and it changes your future. Knowing that you are always seen, always witnessed with love, gives you a new courage to face whatever may come. You know now that no future trial will be a solitary one. You know that no future act of faith will go unnoticed. You know that you have an eternal audience of one, whose love is your constant support, and whose pride is your ultimate reward. This is the great gift of your trial. My child, you have learned through profound experience the reality of my intimate, personal, and constant attention. You have discovered that even when you feel most alone, you are the focus of a divine and loving gaze. This is a truth that will liberate you, empower you, and fill you with a quiet, unshakable confidence for all your days. You are seen. You are known. You are celebrated. And you have never been, and will never be, alone. My beloved and valiant child, now that you know that your every struggle, your every quiet act of courage has been witnessed with a Father's immense and celebratory pride, let us now turn our gaze to the beautiful and tangible results of your journey for your long, wearying race of endurance. Your faithfulness in the refining fire has not been a fruitless endeavor. The sacred process through which you have so bravely passed is now beginning to yield its first, precious, and life-giving harvest. I invite you now to become aware of these first fruits of your faithfulness, to recognize the emergence of a new, quiet strength and a resilient peace that have been forged in the very heart of your struggle. These are not just fleeting feelings. My child, they are the real, substantive evidence of your transformation, the beautiful reward for your endurance, and the glorious foretaste of the abundant life that is now dawning for you after a long and arduous season of planting and tending in difficult soil. The first sight of fruit upon the vine is a moment of profound joy and validation for the gardener. So it is for me, as I behold these first fruits emerging in you, and so it will be for you, as you learn to recognize them, to taste their sweetness, and to understand that your labor, your endurance, has not been in vain. One of the first and most significant fruits you will begin to notice is a new and quiet strength. This is not the loud, self-assertive strength the world often prizes, but a deep, internal, and unassuming fortitude. For so long, you have felt weak, depleted, and overwhelmed. But now, as a direct result of having endured so much, you will begin to discover a new capacity within yourself. You may face a challenge that in the past would have sent you into a tailspin of anxiety, and find that you are able to meet it with a surprising calm, a quiet resolve. You may encounter a criticism that once would have devastated you, and find that you can hear it, consider it, and let it go without it shattering your sense of self. This is the strength of a tree that has withstood many winds. Its roots have been forced to go deeper, and its trunk has become stronger, more resilient. This is the strength of tempered steel, having been through the fire and the hammer. It now possesses an integrity that cannot be easily broken. This quiet strength is the fruit of every time you chose to get back up after a fall. Every moment you leaned on my grace when your own power failed. It is a strength that is now woven into the very fabric of your being. It does not boast. It does not strive. It simply is. It is a peaceful power, a serene stability, and it is the beautiful, hard-won fruit of your long and faithful endurance. Alongside this strength, you will begin to taste the sweet, refreshing fruit of a truly resilient peace. The peace you may have known before your trial was perhaps the peace of calm circumstances, a peace that was dependent on the absence of conflict. But the peace that is now emerging in you is of a different, more powerful quality altogether. It is a peace that has been tested in the very heart of the storm and has survived. It is a peace that has learned to coexist with uncertainty, a peace that can remain centered even when the world around you is in turmoil. You will notice it as a quietening of the inner chaos. The old, frantic monologue of fear may still try to speak, but its voice will be weaker. And at the center of your being, there will be a new, quiet space, a sanctuary of stillness that its noise cannot penetrate. You may find yourself able to sit with uncomfortable feelings without being overwhelmed by them, to face difficult truths without being thrown into despair. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding, my child, for it is not a peace that comes from the world, but a peace that flows directly from me, a fruit that has grown from the seed of your trust, which you so bravely planted and tended in the midst of your battle. This resilient peace is one of the most precious fruits of your faithfulness, a portable sanctuary you will now carry with you for all your days. Another beautiful fruit that is beginning to ripen in your garden is that of hard-won, compassionate wisdom. Before the fire, your wisdom may have been largely theoretical, gleaned from books or from the teachings of others. But now, your wisdom is experiential, authentic, and embodied. It has been earned in the secret classroom of your own suffering. You have learned profound lessons about my faithfulness, about the nature of true strength, about the purpose of trials, about the human heart. This wisdom will now begin to express itself in your life in beautiful and unexpected ways. You may find yourself offering a word of counsel to a friend that is filled with a depth and a clarity that surprises even you. You may find yourself navigating a complex decision with a new and unerring discernment. You will look upon the struggles of others not with judgment or with easy platitudes, but with a profound, knowing empathy, for your own journey has made you wise to the ways of the heart. This wisdom is a beautiful fruit, my child, one that will not only guide your own life with grace, but will also be a source of profound nourishment and guidance for many others. It is the gold that has been purified in the fire, now shining with a gentle, illuminating light and perhaps the sweetest fruit of all, my beloved, is the emergence of a new capacity for a deeper, more authentic love. The fire that has refined you has burned away so much of the dross that can hinder true love, the pride that prevents vulnerability, the fear that builds walls, the neediness that seeks to possess rather than to give. Your heart, having been broken open by your trials, has been made larger, more tender, more spacious, and now is capable of holding and expressing a love that is more like my own. You will find yourself able to love with a new selflessness, a new generosity. You will feel a profound compassion for the very people who may have once caused you pain. And you will experience a deeper, more intimate communion with me, a love relationship that is no longer based on performance or feeling, but on a deep, abiding, and tested trust. This capacity to love more purely, more freely, more deeply. This is the ultimate fruit of your faithfulness, the most glorious outcome of your endurance. For I am love, and the entire purpose of your journey is to transform you more and more perfectly into an image of my own loving heart. These, my child, are the first fruits of your faithfulness, the initial harvest from the season of your long and wearying race. They are the undeniable evidence that your endurance has not been in vain. It has been a profoundly productive, profoundly creative, and profoundly transformative process. I invite you to recognize and to savor these emerging fruits. When you notice that new, quiet strength within you, acknowledge it as the fruit of your perseverance. When you feel that resilient peace, receive it as the reward for your trust. When a moment of wisdom dawns, cherish it as the gift of your trial. When your heart moves with a new compassion, celebrate it as the beautiful outcome of your own redeemed suffering. By consciously acknowledging these fruits, you honor the sacred process you have been through. You affirm my work within you, and you strengthen the very qualities that are emerging, encouraging them to grow to their full and abundant maturity. The time of your most arduous labor is over, my beloved warrior. And now, the beautiful, joyful season of the harvest has begun. These are but the first fruits, a promise of the magnificent, life-giving abundance that is to come. This new strength and peace are not things you have to struggle to maintain. They are now part of who you are. They are the new structure of your soul, the new rhythm of your heart. Your endurance has changed you at a foundational level. You are not the same person who entered the fire. You are a new creation, a refined spirit. And these beautiful fruits are the natural expression of your new being. As you continue to walk in this new reality, you will find that this harvest is a continuous one. New fruits of wisdom, of love, of joy will continue to ripen in your life as you continue to abide in me. The season of struggle has produced a garden that is now destined for perpetual fruitfulness. The world may still see the memory of the fire, the scars of the battle, but I, and now you, see the beautiful fruits that are emerging. This is the victory. This is the triumph. It is not that you have avoided suffering, but that your suffering, through your faithfulness and my grace, has been transformed into a source of glorious, life-giving, and eternal fruit. Rejoice in this, my beloved. The first fruits are here. and they are a testament to the profound truth that I have been with you, that I have seen your struggle, and that I am so incredibly proud of your beautiful, fruitful, and magnificent endurance, my precious and beloved child, as you begin to taste the first sweet fruits of your faithfulness, as you feel the emergence of that new, quiet strength and that resilient peace that your endurance has so beautifully produced. I now invite you into a most tender and liberating practice. For while it is a glorious thing for you to know that I am proud of you, the full healing and the deep joy of your victory are realized as you, my child, learn to see your own journey with the same honor, the same compassion, and the same celebratory pride with which I have always seen it. The invitation now is to learn to honor your own journey, to consciously let go of the harsh self-judgment that has been your cruel companion, and to courageously embrace the hard-won strength and wisdom that are now your sacred inheritance. This is the art of aligning your view of yourself with my view of you. And it is the key to living in the fullness of the victory I have won for you. For so long, my child, you have been your own harshest critic. You have held up an impossible standard of flawless performance in the midst of your fiery trial, and you have judged your every stumble, your every tear, your every doubt as a profound personal failing. This inner critic, whose voice often sounds so much like your own, is a merciless taskmaster. It has robbed you of peace. It has burdened you with shame, and it has blinded you to the incredible beauty of your own valiant, human, unholy endurance. But now, armed with the truth of my pride in you, you are empowered to finally, lovingly, silence that voice and to replace it with the gentle, affirming, and celebratory truth of my heart. How do you begin the sacred practice of honoring your own journey? It starts with the conscious, deliberate act of releasing your self-judgment. This requires a gentle but firm refusal to continue participating in your own condemnation. When the old thoughts arise, as they will from habit, I should have been stronger. I failed in that moment. I am so weak for feeling this way. You must now learn to meet them not as facts, but as old, tired lies from a past season. You can acknowledge the thought without believing it. You can say to that inner voice, "Thank you for sharing, but that is not the truth I choose to believe about myself anymore. My God, who sees all things with perfect clarity, is proud of my endurance, and I'm choosing to agree with him." This is a profound act of spiritual warfare, my child, not against an external foe, but against the inner enemy of self-condemnation. It is the practice of forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for not being superhuman. Forgive yourself for being tired, for being afraid, for being sad, for being confused. Forgive yourself for being a human being navigating a profoundly difficult human experience. Your humanity is not a flaw. It is the very thing I chose to take upon myself. By releasing this harsh judgment and extending to yourself the same boundless compassion and grace that I extend to you, you begin to heal the deepest wound of all, the one you have inflicted upon your own heart, as you release self-judgment. I invite you to actively embrace and acknowledge your hard-won strength and wisdom. You have been so focused on what you lacked in the fire that you have been blind to what you have gained. I want you to begin to take inventory of your new treasures. Look at the situations you can now handle with a peace that was once impossible for you. Acknowledge the resilience that now allows you to bounce back more quickly from disappointment. Notice the new compassion that now flows from your heart towards others who are suffering. Recognize the quiet wisdom that now informs your decisions. These are not small things, my beloved. These are the priceless fruits of your journey, the spiritual muscles that have been built through your arduous training. Do not dismiss them. Do not take them for granted. Honor them. Cherish them. When you find yourself acting from this new strength, pause and acknowledge it. Say to your soul, "This is the strength my God has forged in me. This is the fruit of my endurance, and it is beautiful." This conscious acknowledgement of your own growth is not an act of pride. It is an act of profound gratitude. It is you honoring the work that we have accomplished together in the fire. A vital part of honoring your journey is learning to reframe or to honor your scars. You may look upon the memories of your trial, the places where you were most deeply wounded, as marks of shame, as evidence of your brokenness. But I invite you to see them differently. A scar is not a sign of a present wound. It is the beautiful, miraculous evidence that a wound has healed. It is a testament to the fact that you have survived, that you have been mended, that you are stronger at the broken places. Your scars are your story. My child, a sacred text written upon your soul that tells a tale of immense courage and of my even greater grace. They are your veterans' medals, your badges of honor, proving that you have been on the front lines of a great spiritual battle and have emerged, not unscathed, but victorious. Do not hide them in shame. Do not resent their presence. Learn to touch them with a new reverence, a new tenderness. See them as luminous reminders of your own resilience and of my unfailing faithfulness. Each scar is a place where my gentle, healing touch has been most intimately upon you, a place where my love has transformed your deepest pain into a source of your greatest strength and the ultimate act of honoring your own journey. My beloved is a simple, courageous, and life-altering choice to agree with my assessment of you. For so long, you have lived in a state of inner conflict, with your own self-perception at war with my divine perception. You have seen failure. I have seen faithfulness. You have seen weakness. I have seen my strength being perfected. You have felt shame. I have felt pride. And this inner conflict has been a source of immense turmoil. But now, you are invited to lay down the weapons of your self-criticism and to come into a beautiful, peaceful alignment with my truth. This is a choice you can make in any moment. When the old voice of self-judgment begins to whisper its familiar lies, you can consciously choose to say, "No, I will not agree with that voice any longer. I choose to agree with my Father. And my Father says he is proud of my endurance. My Father says I am his beloved child in whom he is well pleased. My Father sees me as valiant, as courageous, as beautiful, and I choose to believe his report. This act of agreeing with me, of accepting my pride as your own reality, is the most powerful, liberating, and healing choice you can make. It is how you truly step into the fullness of the victory that is already yours. Imagine a celebrated hero returning from a great and difficult victory, being honored by their king. The king lavishes praise upon them, speaks of their courage, their sacrifice, their magnificent triumph. But if the hero, in their own mind, continues to focus only on their mistakes in the battle, on their moments of fear, on the wounds they sustained, they cannot truly receive the king's honor. They cannot enjoy the celebration. Their own self-judgment robs them of the joy of their own victory. Do not do this to yourself. My child, I, your king, am throwing a celestial celebration in honor of your beautiful endurance. I am lavishing my pride upon you. I invite you now to accept the honor, to enter into the celebration, to receive my joy, and to let it become your own. This is the path to your abiding peace. My beloved, it is the journey of learning to love and to honor yourself as I love and honor you. It is a process of unlearning the harsh judgments of the world and of your own past, and of learning the gentle, loving, and celebratory language of my heart. And as you practice this, as you learn to see your own journey through my eyes, you will find yourself standing taller, shining brighter, and living with a quiet, joyful confidence that is the beautiful, undeniable hallmark of a soul that knows it is deeply, profoundly, and eternally cherished by its God. This honoring of your journey is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice. It is the practice of looking in the mirror and choosing to see the warrior I see, not the victim your pain has told you that you are. It is the practice of speaking to yourself with the same tenderness and compassion that I speak to you. It is the practice of celebrating your small steps of progress, your moments of grace, your emerging strengths. And as you do this, you will find that your inner world transforms. The old, harsh inner critic will be starved of your attention and will begin to wither. And the gentle, loving, affirming voice of your own spirit, in harmony with mine, will become the dominant sound in your soul. This is the peace that comes from inner alignment, the joy that comes from true self-acceptance, an acceptance that is rooted in the unshakable foundation of my own eternal, celebratory acceptance of you. Your journey has been unique, and therefore the strength and wisdom you have gained are unique. Honor that. Your path has been arduous, and therefore your resilience is profound. Honor that. Your heart has been faithful, and therefore your connection with me is deep and intimate. Honor that. You are a masterpiece of my grace. My child, forged and refined in a fire that has only served to reveal your true and eternal beauty. It is time now to see yourself as I see you, and to honor the magnificent, enduring soul that you are, my precious and valiant child, as you learn to see your journey through my loving eyes, as you begin to let go of the harsh self-judgments and to honor the beautiful, courageous endurance you have so faithfully demonstrated. The long and wearying race now reaches its glorious and sacred finish line. The time of striving in the fire is over. The season of being tested to your limits is past. And now, my beloved, comes the beautiful, blessed aftermath. It is the time for the victor's reward, the season of your celebration, the chapter where I, your proud and loving king, bestow upon you the victor's crown of rest, of honor, and of profound, soul-saturating joy. This, my child, is the beautiful and certain outcome that your faithfulness has won. A new season of healing, of restoration, and of peaceful celebration for the victorious warrior who has so beautifully endured. You have run the race. You have fought the good fight. You have kept the faith, however small it may have seemed to you at times. And now, I say to you, well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter now into your rest. Enter now into your reward. Enter now into the joy of your Lord. This is not a future hope, but a present reality that is dawning for you. The battlefield is behind you, and before you now lie the green pastures and the still waters of my restorative peace. Let us speak first of this beautiful crown of rest. For so long, your entire being has been engaged in a state of high exertion. Your spirit has been running. Your heart has been contending. Your mind has been striving. But now, I invite you into a season of deep, holy, and restorative rest. This is not the idleness of sloth, nor the empty stillness of your past waiting. It is a sacred Sabbath for your soul, a time for your battle-weary spirit to be completely and utterly refreshed. It is my divine permission for you to simply be, to cease all striving, and to allow my own peace to be the healing balm that mends your every exhaustion. In this season, you will find a rest that sleep alone cannot provide. It is a rest from the inner conflict, a rest from the constant vigilance, a rest from the burden of carrying your own pain. It is the deep, profound peace that comes from knowing the war is truly over. The victory is secure, and you are safe, eternally safe, in the embrace of my love. I invite you to receive this rest as your rightful inheritance. Do not feel guilty for it. Do not feel you must immediately rush on to the next task. For now, your most holy work is to simply rest, to allow your soul to be restored, to let my peace wash over you, cleansing away the last residues of the long and arduous battle. And with this rest comes the bestowal of divine honor. The world did not see your struggle, my child. It did not witness your quiet courage or your faithful endurance. But I saw, and all of heaven saw. And now, in this season of your victory, I delight in honoring you. This is not the fleeting, superficial honor of men, but the deep, eternal honor that comes from my own divine approval. I am clothing you now in a new garment, a royal robe of righteousness and dignity, a garment that declares your true identity as a victorious child of the King. You may have felt shame in your struggle, a sense of failure in your weariness, but I am now removing that heavy cloak of shame and replacing it with this beautiful mantle of my honor. I am wiping every tear of self-condemnation from your eyes, and I am speaking this truth over you. You are my valiant warrior. You are my cherished child. You are a soul of immense courage and beautiful, resilient faith, and I am exceedingly, eternally proud of you. Let this divine honor be a healing balm to every part of you that has ever felt worthless or unseen. Your faithfulness has been witnessed, my child, and it is now being gloriously, openly celebrated by your God. And from this place of rest and honor flows the bountiful reward of your faithfulness. For I am not a king who asks his soldiers to fight a hard battle without the promise of a glorious reward. And the rewards I now bestow upon you are the very fruits of the Spirit that your endurance has prepared your heart to receive in their fullness. The reward is a new and abiding joy. The sorrow of the battle is now transformed into a joy that is all the more profound for the pain that preceded it. It is a resilient joy, a grateful joy, a joy that flows from the deep wellspring of a soul that knows it is safe, loved, and victorious. The reward is a profound and unshakable peace. Having found my peace in the very heart of the storm, you now carry it with you as your constant companion, a peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. The reward is a deeper intimacy with me. Our bond, forged in the fires of shared trial, is now a thing of incredible strength and beauty, a relationship of profound trust and tender love, and the reward is a new and clarified purpose. The very strength, wisdom, and compassion that were forged in you during the battle are now the very tools you will use in your new divine assignment. You have been prepared. You have been equipped. And now you will be sent forth, not into another battle, but into a life of joyful, powerful, and fruitful service. A life where you will be a beacon of my hope, a channel of my healing, a testament to my redeeming love. This is the victor's crown I now place upon your head, my beloved, a crown of rest, of honor, of joy, of peace, of purpose. It has been earned not by your own might, but by your beautiful, courageous, and unwavering endurance in me. It is a crown that will never tarnish, a reward that will never fade, a victory that is eternal. Imagine haste, a triumphant marathon runner, having crossed the finish line of a long and grueling race. They collapse in exhaustion, yes, but also in exhilaration. And as they are wrapped in a warm blanket, as they are given cool water, as the laurel wreath of victory is placed upon their head, a profound sense of peace and joyful accomplishment fills their being. So it is with you now. My child, you have crossed the finish line of this great trial. The race is won. And I, your loving father and your proudest supporter, am here to wrap you in the blanket of my peace, to give you the living water of my spirit, and to place upon your head the eternal, the glorious crown that you have so faithfully, so beautifully won. Rest now, my victorious warrior, for the battle is over, and your celebration has just begun. The honor I bestow upon you is not meant to create pride in your ego, but to instill a deep, quiet confidence in your soul. It is the confidence that comes from knowing you are seen, valued, and celebrated by the one whose opinion is the only one that truly matters. This holy confidence will be your shield against the future judgments of the world and the lingering whispers of your own past self-doubt. The rest I give you is not an end to your growth, but a new beginning. It is from this place of deep, soul-level rest that your most creative, most joyful, and most powerful new endeavors will spring. You will now learn to work not from a place of striving and depletion, but from a place of overflow, of peace, of divine energy. And the rewards are not just for you. The joy, the peace, the wisdom, the compassion you now embody will be a blessing to everyone you meet. Your very life becomes a feast, a celebration to which other weary souls are invited. The victory is personal, yes, but its fruits are universal. This is the beautiful economy of my kingdom. Your deepest trial has become the source of your greatest triumph. Your long endurance has become the foundation of your eternal rest, and your faithfulness has been met with a reward so glorious, so complete, that it redeems every painful step of the journey. This is my love for you, my child, a love that not only sees you through the battle, but crowns you as the victor at its end. Wear this crown with a humble and grateful heart. My beloved, it is a symbol of our shared victory. It was won by my strength and your endurance, my grace and your faith, my love and your trust. It is a testament to the beautiful, powerful partnership between the divine and the human heart. Let the peace of this new season permeate your entire being. Let the honor I bestow upon you heal every old wound of shame or inadequacy. Let the joy I give you be the very music of your soul. The long wearying race is over, and you, my beloved child, have finished triumphant, a glorious testament to the power of a faith that endures, and the faithfulness of a God who is always proud of his children, as the peace of your new season settles upon you like a gentle, warming sun. My cherished and valiant child, let the truth of my profound and eternal pride in you be the very air you breathe. The long wearying race is over. The battle has been won, and you have endured, my beloved, with a beauty, a courage, and a faithfulness that has brought great joy to my heart and to all of heaven. The time of striving is past. The season of rest, of honor, of reward is now yours. Let go of the memory of the struggle and embrace the reality of the victory. See yourself now as I see you, not as the weary runner, but as the crowned victor, not as the wounded soldier, but as the honored hero. Rest now in my celebratory love. My child, you have earned this peace. You have won this joy, and my pride in you, my delight in your beautiful, enduring spirit, will be your song and your strength for all the days to come.